What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Boundless Perception YouTube channel. And today we are back with an episode with our AirBrusher. It finally came in just in time for supergalaxycon, as I have to have Jinxes Fishbone ready to go by Saturday, which I greatly procrastinated on, but I kind of think that's what all cosplayers do anyway. So it's con crunch time. We're going to go ahead and do an unboxing of this, and we're going to use a failed 3D print as our test object, and then we are going to try and use mosquito. Great. Then we're going to try and use a we'll finish off our Jinx rocket. So let's hop to it. All right, so let's go ahead, hop to unboxing this thing. Let's see what we got here. Instruction manual, how to airbrush, which I'm sure will come in handy. I bought the kit that came with 6 color sets, deep black, bright yellow, sapphire blue, white, grass green, and bright red. So we will be using that, of course. Something, it looks like some type of nozzle holder or something. We'll be using that. Obviously something to clean with, I'm assuming, like a color type palette, a color wheel, support information, which is probably all gonna go in the trash. And then let's just go ahead and show you guys. This is what we're gonna be cracking into. So the first thing we have here is one of the, I guess, like spray nozzles. And then if we take apart, well, can we take apart the styrofoam? No, we have to take apart the next part, which is going to be another nozzle with some, I don't know, like glass, I don't know what those are called, things that hold the paint in them. That unfortunately came a little bit loose, but that's all right. I just put it back together real quick. Nothing major. And then, let's see here. Probably gonna have to flip this over and dump it out. Yep. Wow, they really put stuff all over this box. So, if I flip this around, you guys can see how they package that. So we're gonna go ahead and lay it down. This is the tube, I'm assuming that the paint goes through. And then we have another AirBrusher. And then we have the big beast, the compressor. So that's all there is to this packaging. Not much in there, but not a little amount either. Gonna probably end up putting that on the floor, and we're gonna go from there. I have no idea how to do any of this, so I'm gonna figure this out real quick, assemble it, and then we're gonna do our first, airbrush. So let's hop to that. All right, so I believe I have the basic fundamentals of this already completed. So all you literally do is take this hose, connect it to one of the brushes, and then connect it on this side to the pump. So far, I'm only using the one that came, this model E91 that came in the black case, because it looked like it had everything I needed. It's got some adapters and stuff in here. I don't know what they're for and what they do yet, but I'm sure I'll figure that out eventually. And these look nicer and harder to use, so we're not gonna touch those just yet. And then, of course, we have all this stuff here that I don't know what to do with that yet. But literally the instructions just said to, do this part, and then we're going to put you on the ground. It's got these suction feet or rubber feet. I don't know what those are. Hopefully, I guess to stop it from bouncing, because I'm assuming that's what it's going to do. And we're going to go ahead and plug this in to, there we go. So as I was saying, we just plugged that in, and it says adjust it to 20 to 30 PSI, pounds per square inch. And so let's see. It's on. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Uh-oh. It seems pretty good. It just went for a second. Not too sure how to adjust it. I need to figure that out, because right now it's showing 50 to 60 pounds per square inch. So let me figure that out. Okay, so I figured out how to adjust the PSI. Very simple. I'm trying to pick this up. You pull up on this knob and just rotate it right or left to adjust the PSI. Then you press down on your nozzle, and it will go down to whatever PSI you have it set at, and then it'll go back up. So simple enough. All right, so it seems that there's a lot of complicated stuff going on with the more, fancier nozzle. So again, I'm sticking with the basic one here for now until I learn exactly how to use this. all you do is connect this little bottle here to the brush, and it said the first thing we need to do is run a bit of this airbrush cleaner that comes with the kit through the nozzle to remove anything that could have possibly been part of the manufacturing process. So that's what we're gonna do right now and see how that goes. I think like you would want the straw to be in line with what's going on down here, but I don't know. We're gonna see. So we just connected this, and let's see if anything comes out. No. Oh, it is. Look at the misting effect. But I think there's not enough in there, so let me put a little bit more in there. I'm always nervous. I don't want to use up my whole supply. I'm like, I don't know how much to put in there. I don't know what's a good amount. It smells interesting. It's like kind of sweet. I don't know what this stuff is. It just is an airbrush cleaner, but I'm sure in the future I'm probably just going to be using acetone, or not acetone, alcohol, but I don't know. We're going to see if that will damage it, so we'll check that first. But I don't know if you guys can see, but yes, there's a very fine mist coming out of there. So we're just going to run a bit of this through there. Yeah, so I think that's good enough. Hopefully that cleaned out anything. Don't know if I should be spraying that on my arm. Probably not good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's cleaned it out by now. So we're gonna go ahead and disconnect this. I think I'm gonna put the extra back into the bottle. And it says that, oh, well, actually I can't because of the way the bottle is set up. So I'm just gonna spray the rest through. And then it says the paint kits are just good to go. You don't have to, dilute them or anything. So just, essentially go. So yeah, let's just go ahead and drain the rest of this out. I don't know if you guys can hear the compressor going right now, but it is going. It's not very loud. I was thinking it was gonna be like the compressors back in the day, like that were extremely loud, but that doesn't seem to be the case. And now that I'm looking at this setup, I'm thinking I might actually want to switch to the nicer nozzle because it is fed down, whereas this is pulling up, which means I'd probably have to use more or turn, like the thing sideways and do all of this. But it's starting to come out. I think I'm just gonna dump the rest out. But yeah, it's still coming out. So anyways, I'm just gonna dump the last little bit out in here, and then we're gonna jump onto our practice run. So let's do that.
A few moments later.
All right, so we went ahead and put some black in there. If I have it, yeah, here, we put some black inside of it. We're gonna just go ahead and give it a go. And it says on the bottle, water-based acrylic formulation, ready to spray. So if you ever had any worries or concerns that you need to add anything to it, it tells you right there on the bottle that you do not. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we get here. My first go using an airbrush kit, so let's see. Nothing's coming out. Nothing's coming out. Oh wait. Let's see, is anything coming out? Yes, it is coming out. Oh, it was just very, very fine. So, it's much, much finer than the spray can, which is exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, this is what we're pretty much gonna be doing, I think, with our Jinxes Fishbone. I'm just gonna be, adding a bit of black paint to it, rubbing it in and trying to get it a little bit darker than what it is. So let's hop to that. Actually, I'm gonna do this a little bit longer and make sure I got my skills down. Then we're gonna jump to that. So this is what it looks like beforehand. And we're gonna go ahead and spray it and then wipe it down and see what it looks like. So that's what we get afterwards. It's kind of just like a darker, dingier look. So that's what we get. I think that's, more or less what I'm going for. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we can do with Jinxes Fishbone here. All right, so after spray painting it for a little bit with the AirBrusher, I actually decided I'm just gonna use the rest of the leftover black paint because it's such a large surface area. And then for the eyes, we're actually gonna switch over to the AirBrusher. So we're gonna get that done real quick. Okay, so after hitting Fishbone here with a few shots of the all-in-one black, this is our new look. It's nowhere near as shiny, it's more rustic looking, so this is exactly what I was going for. This is pretty much, you know, the result that I want, I'm gonna stick with here. And then we're going to go ahead and tape off the eyes and get those painted. So that's up next, and again, we will have to switch back to the airbrush for that. So didn't want to do the whole thing, quick recap, didn't want to do the whole thing with the airbrush because I didn't want to use all the paint for that. So I just used the spray paint because I didn't have to be very accurate. And now we're gonna switch back to the airbrush to get those minute details. So let's hop to that.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, so I am back. This is day 2. The paint has completely dried, and I went ahead and taped off the areas that I don't want to be covered in paint from my AirBrusher. So we're gonna go ahead and try to do the eyes. I actually did decide to switch to the nicer airbrush because I can actually show you guys if you do buy this kit. So the first airbrush we were using was this black one, and it connects right here at the bottom to a bottle that, you know, the brush pulls the paint up through, I guess through some type of vacuum suction. I don't like that one as much because it's causing problems where like the angle has to be just right for it to pull everything up. This one, on the other hand, the paint is at the top, so it's fed down through gravity. So my assumption is that it's going to work better. Again, this is my first time doing this. I have no idea if it'll actually work, but that's just my assumption from my initial testing. But we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot. I'm going to paint the outer side of the eyes red and then the eye itself yellow, which I have taped off. And I probably should put a little bit more tape on here, which I think I'm gonna do real quick before I paint it because I don't trust my airbrushing skills just yet. So I'm gonna do that and then we're gonna hop to it. All right, everyone, so we are finally back with the conclusion of this episode. Everything is painted, and I took this actually to GalaxyCon, so it's been a little while, a little over 2 weeks, but I wanted to show you guys the finished product as we did have it on display at GalaxyCon. So you guys can see the eyes here. The final finished red spray painted project is done. Red with the yellow eyes. I am going to go back and add in, what's it called, LEDs into the lights. And I'm probably gonna make the eyes a little bit darker. They're a little bit bright for yellow, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint those a little bit black just to get them a little bit darker. But overall, I love the way that they came out. Again, an AirBrusher is vital. I could not have gotten this done without it because the spray cans just released way too much paint and I can't control it. Then, oh yeah, let me just talk about how I just went ahead and got an old belt that I have, cut it, put it on here. I need to just go ahead and glue it, but for now, I can take it off if need be, you know, just unfasten it. But that is the completed Fishbone with with airbrushing and spray painting. This is the final product. I really, really like how it came out. My girlfriend was Jinx at GalaxyCon 2 weeks ago, and she was modeling this, and yeah, she looks great. We got a lot of pictures in it. I need to actually post those pictures. I've been just really swamped with a lot of other things, but regardless, I'm gonna get to it all. But yes, this is our finished product. As you can see, it fits here on our shoulder. It is for sale in the Etsy store, but it looks really, really good. And I think it's gonna look even better. I plan on adding, like I said, the LEDs to the light, to the eyes, and then I'm also probably gonna add a smoke machine, possibly in the mouth. And you know, you can press a button here on the side and no like smoke will come out of the mouth. I'm thinking about doing all that. that's all new to me too, but you know, that's what 3D printing and cosplay is all about, just trying new things. I just recently have had a lot of problems with one of my 3D printers, and it took me over a week to figure out, but that's also because I was frustrated and just kept, you know, trying the same things over and over. And so eventually I was like, you know what, I gotta try something new. So I did, and I got it fixed. Anyways though, I digress. Thank you guys so much for checking out this episode. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me to complete Fishbone. All we have left to do is clear coat this bad boy and, you know, just get it ready for the next convention. We'll be putting it probably on display actually upstairs in my gaming room, but that's going to be it. So thank you guys so much for coming along on this long journey with me. Thank you for sticking with me because yeah, it took a little while to get this done. But anyway, stay tuned for the next episode, and as always, stay boundless. See you guys. Bye-bye.